AITA for not trying harder to win my wife back after she said she's done? I 31F, this August my wife, 30F, who I thought was happily married said she's done and she can't be with me anymore. Said a few hurtful things. I asked if there is anything that can be done to save our marriage, i.e. therapy, have space, start over again etc. The answer was no, there was nothing that could be done. So I gave her space, moved back home with my parents. Didn't talk to her unless I needed to get some of my stuff from the house. A few weeks went by and I needed to get some clothes. She was banging on about how I need to give advance warning to go to the house. I text her as I was leaving work to warn her I'm going to get warm clothes. I didn't see her reply until I was out of the house, which said no, can you wait until tomorrow? I go upstairs and there is a bag, not my bag, not her bag, looks like another lesbian's bag next to my wife's side of the bed. I look at my side of the bed and her wedding rings are on the bedside table. Instantly I felt sick. I realized that she's done because she's found someone else and she's not brave enough to say that. So blamed me for the marriage ending. There has been a lot of gaslighting in the relationship which I didn't realize was happening until after it had ended. There was a lot of times where I got blamed for things that I didn't do or cause. I made it obvious that I had been in the bedroom by taking some stuff out of there, my things. I saw the text as I was leaving and replied to say I got my stuff. I get a text from her the next day asking to meet. I couldn't reply as I was so angry. She then texted again asking for communication and not to ignore her. So eventually I agreed to meet. She had her rings on, which was confusing. We spoke, the marriage ending was still my fault. I said I was surprised to see her rings on. She went red again. She was annoyed at how I was speaking to her. I wasn't, I was just replying to her in a mature manner. I very calmly asked whose bag it was. She instantly went red and said a friend. I know all her friends, so why she isn't saying the name is odd. I ask what friend? Why does that matter to you? Then the conversation gets shifted. I didn't realize how quickly she was able to do that. We had a shared calendar which I hadn't removed. On a particular date it said a location, let's say Leeds for example. It was agreed that I'd get some of my stuff of this date. She tells me she's seeing family that weekend. Her family don't live where the location was on the calendar. So again got my head spinning. Side note. She loves social media, uses it all the time. Loves to update her story with what she's doing. That weekend her social media was silent. Literally nothing. More suspicions arise. I decided to get all my stuff the following Monday because this wasn't good for my head. I asked her how her weekend was. She had a nice chilled weekend with her family. I then asked, how was Leeds? She went red and stumbled on her words. She said that her family were thinking about going to Leeds but didn't. I'm sorry, but what a load of shit. A few weeks later she saw her family and put it all over social media. This was when I decided to remove social media. Which was WW3. Anyway, the divorce is going through and I still feel shit about it, but there isn't much I can do. I've lost trust in the person who I love. The split very quickly happened after a girl's holiday and she met the funniest person she's ever met. She was messaging her on Instagram a lot after the holiday etc. This woman was engaged. But is no longer engaged. I have no proof, but I think that she cheated and couldn't deal with the guilt. When we filed for divorce she said she's hurt that I didn't try harder to win her back. It proved how little I meant to her. That keeps going over and over in my head and it's annoying the shit out of me. AITA? Sorry long POS.